Hello again, LEGO fans. This is the third video about the LEGO town of Neel's Harbour and some details about the characters and the equipment that makes up that town. Today I am highlighting the Neel's Harbour Fire Department fire engine, or fire pumper as it's called by some. Its primary job is to transfer water from one location to another and controls the pressure of the water needed by the firefighters and their hoses as they attempt to fight a fire. This can be transferring water from another larger water vehicle with a higher storage capacity than the pumper itself. Can simply be from one of the city's water resources, whether that's a reservoir or even your neighborhood fire plug. But this is, again, a mock. It's not an actual set, but the set 6002, which is one of my favorite fire truck sets of all time from LEGO, that is where the forward section of this mock is from. It's probably why I love that particular LEGO set. But I did feel that a ladder truck is not a fire pumper or fire engine, and a fire pumper is not an aerial rescue truck. Hence, a mock was born. In fact, two mocks were born. I decided to make the ladder truck and the actual fire engine two separate entities. I actually do have two of these units. They look exactly alike, of course, except for the number on the side of the truck. Because there is one of these engine units down at the fire station down the road at a place called Marksville, and they have their own aerial rescue truck, and they also have a pumper at that station. And they actually technically report to the fire captain in Neel's Harbour, but they are in fact the local department, and all their expenses are paid at the local town council in Marksville. Now I'm going to start off this video by introducing the crew of the Engine 6002. To the far left we have Francois, one of the youngest and newest members of the NHFD. He looks a little grim today, but he always does look a little apprehensive as he's so determined to do a good job. And if truth be known, traveling on the outside of a speeding fire truck while it is in motion makes him a little nervous. In previous video, I have discussed the unusual way of transporting my firefighters around my town. So if you're interested why this tradition inside the department exists, I would advise that you go look at one of my previous videos. I don't want to suddenly repeat things that other people have already heard, so I'll let you investigate that on your own time. Now, beside Francois is Terry, and it must be said one of the perks that Terry likes about being part of the fire service is getting to ride on the back of the truck while it's in motion and it is speeding down the street. But she's an up-and-comer in the department. She is very smart, and she has the respect of her team. Besides Terry is Anwan, the driver of the truck, and he's responsible for its maintenance and operation, and especially the successful transfer of the proper water pressure from point A to point B with his engine's pumping system. Now, beside Anwan, we have the section leader of the team, and his name is Jake. Jake is an amiable sort and loves being sort of the sergeant of a crew, and he's vowed you will never get him away from an engine into a command car, or wheels office, as he likes to call them. A couple of details I'd like you to notice from the side of the truck. There are actually two heavy black hoses hung around the gray doors there. These are not hoses that shoot water onto a fire. Instead, they're connecting hoses, which means they're connected to a water source and into the fire engine itself. Again, this source might be a lake, or again, another tanker, or even other fire units, pumper to pumper. Now, between these two hoses, you will, as I mentioned, there are two little gray doors. One holds the fire truck's first aid kit, and the second holds two oxygen tanks for those who might be suffering from some sort of smoke inhalation and need some purified air to recover their breathing. Now, I'll turn the vehicle to the other side so we can see and view the sort of the standard equipment I've included with a fire pumper, fire engine, fire truck, fire vehicle. We'll just bring that around here. Okay, there we go. On the side of the engine, you can notice that there's some gauges for Anwan to use and put and connect his major black hoses to, whether that's to a fire plug or again another water source. Below this, actually beside this is in fact the engine's main fire hose. Below the equipment basket, you can see off to the left is your standard floodlight. if such light is needed at a fire. There's a fire axe. There's Jake, our section leader for the truck, his tanks and breathing apparatus. Down just past that axe is in fact a foam nozzle. The truck actually has a smaller water tank of foam. This is in case you ever come across maybe a vehicular accident or maybe a small plane accident. Any fuel, sort of maybe jet fuel or oil, something that is more volatile and needs foam to extinguish the fire. Mixing water and fuel is just a fruitless effort. It does not extinguish the flame. So there is in fact a reserve foam tank in the tanker, and that nozzle you see there is used in those cases. Now, and of course, I must not forget the fire extinguisher. That would of course put out maybe your overheated car engine, or maybe the French fries you left burning on the stove. At the rear of the vehicle, there is seen two levers, and one is used to release the second reel of hose, which you can see just underneath the ladder, and which is a two-story rescue ladder, of course, and a lever that actually releases the motor chain that helps pull down that ladder. And the other lever, of course, releases the reel. It's an automatic release. So as the firemen pull the hose off, the reel turns and makes it a lot easier to get that hose off the truck. All right, well, I'm just going to pull this back around to the front. And I think it's come to that time in the video where we pack these people into the truck. And so you can see what it's like when it's ready to roll. All right, as you can see, the crew has piled all its equipment back into the truck and piled on themselves, and they'll be heading back to the local firehouse, or maybe they'll just be heading out for lunch. But I'll give you a final turn here of the old vehicle, and so you can see what it might look like inside the firehouse itself, or maybe you just run across it in one of our future videos where it's rushing along the street to a fire, or maybe just returning from a fire. All right, well, I've got nothing left to say except happy building, and see you in the next video.